All right, we've got Coach Mike Petersen here. If you have a question for him, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm great, Spencer.
Fantastic. Just kind of a general question here. Between the end of the offseason / the start of training camp and now, what's been the biggest surprise about your roster outside of Nikki, leaving?
Yeah, that was big. I don't know. I don't know that there's a surprise. I mean, I think what we've had is really good competition every day. Like we just got done practicing and super competitive and we're getting better every day. We still have a really long ways to go. Okay. And we're asking these players to do some pretty non-traditional things in terms of lineups and the way we play a little bit, but I don't know that I'm not trying to dodge your question, but I don't know that there's been, a really big surprise. I think the people we brought them here for a reason. And for the most part, they've pretty much proven us right on why we brought them here.
Brandon Sudge from the AJC. Go ahead, Brandon.
Hey, Coach, hope you're well. I wanted to ask you about the guards, specifically the trio of Ari, Kennedy, and Courtney. Can you kind of speak on that dynamic, how they have performed in tandem over training camp, and is there something special about just having the three of them at the same time?
Yeah, for sure. And that's what, when I say we've got kind of some non-traditional stuff going on, I mean, really, we've got four kind of point guard sized humans, right? So we've got Ari, Kennedy, Court, and Odyssey, right? And all four of them are very good basketball players. And so, we're going to play with two of them a ton. We're going to play with three of them some. I mean, when Tiff gets here, add her to the mix, that's five very fast humans, okay? And so we're going to play some non-traditional looking lineups. And so the thing that I've told the team, I've said it on here before, is our players need to not worry about what position they are. Like, am I a 1? Am I a 2? Am I a 3? I frankly don't care, okay? Those numbers are the most overrated thing in the history of basketball. Go play, right? I mean, look at the NBA right now. Look at Portland. CJ, Dame, Powell. What position are they besides awesome basketball player? There's just a lot of good players on our team that, they don't really have a position. They're just really good basketball players. So we're going to play them and we're going to try to do the best we can to put them in a position to have success.
Spencer, we'll go back to you.
Yeah, kind of building off the last question. I mean, you have small players. It's not an issue, obviously, because they're very talented. But with that comes challenges in terms of, especially, I think, rebounding. Do you envision that as maybe an issue with your roster at the start of the season? And just kind of building off that, what do you think is maybe the biggest hole you guys still need to fill with about a week left in training camp?
Well, the rebounding question, okay, it's an issue. I mean, it's an issue for every team in different ways, right? And so you address it differently depending on your roster, right? So on the defensive end, we're going to need to gang rebound. All five players are going to have to rebound, right? We're going to have to swarm the basketball, okay? But don't kid yourself. Elizabeth Williams is an elite rebounder. Mo Billings, elite rebounder. Tiana Hawkins, elite rebounder. Cheyenne Parker, elite rebounder. Okay, so it's not like we've got 5 point guards running around out there, right? So where we're undersized, wherever that might be, we need to make sure we do a good job of blocking out, and then we need to make sure we do a good job of pursuing the ball and securing it with both hands. And so is it a concern? Yeah, for sure. But on the other end, I think we're going to be a great offensive rebounding team. I mean, we got fast people that can go run down long rebounds. There's a lot of long rebounds in this league because people take a lot of threes. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of an issue. And remind me the second question, Spencer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just in terms of, I mean, outside of rebounding, maybe, because it seems like, it won't be too much of an issue. What do you see as like the biggest hole in your roster with a week left in training camp, whether that be maybe not player wise, but, scheme wise or something you still need to address?
Yeah, I don't think we have a hole. I mean, and I'm not being Pollyanna on that. Okay. I think we have what we have. Okay. And now it's our job to figure out the best way to utilize that lineup. Okay. That's coaching. Okay. The resources that you have available, the players you have, the assets you have, the pieces you have, whatever that looks like, then you try to put them in the best position to win games. The worst thing that I can do as a coach is try to force players, regardless of whether it's here or anywhere. The worst thing you can do as a coach is try to force players into some scheme just because you've liked it before, right? So I really don't. I mean, we're little. Okay, everybody can read the roster and know that. But we're little on the perimeter. We're not little inside, and so we just got to use that to our advantage. We got to guard them, but they got to guard us. And again, exhibition game or preseason games don't count. Okay, I get that. We have no wins. Okay, but in the two preseason games we've played, we've out-rebounded both opponents. We've outscored both opponents in the paint by a pretty wide margin, and we've shot more free throws than both opponents. If you told someone that was the profile of a team, they'd say, wow, they must have great bigs. Well, we do have great bigs, but we're playing with a lot of little players too. So it's just a matter of trying to take advantage of what you're doing. And the whole is for us, okay, we haven't played together very much. And so we got to learn to play together. We've got to learn each other's tendencies. We've got to learn the things that Darius is trying to give them defensively, the things that I'm trying to give them offensively, so that we function together cohesively.
Brandon Sudge, we'll go back to you. Go ahead.
Coach, somebody who works hands-on, the guards and everything, can you speak on Ari and how you have seen her grow over this training camp? Has anything surprised you with her?
Again, I am kind of hard to surprise. I mean, I've just been in this so long that there just isn't going to be, not much is going to happen that I haven't seen before, right? And it's not anything but just haven't been in it for a really long time. Okay, so I'm probably not going to get surprised. But on Ari, she's got elite speed. Okay. She's as fast as anyone in women's basketball on the planet. And so she uses that really well to her benefit. She has shot the ball pretty well for us thus far. She's super coachable, and I think she's very much what we thought she might be when we drafted her. I think the thing she's got to learn to do is just everybody's bigger, everybody's faster, everybody's stronger. And so the holes and the gaps she was able to create and see at the college level aren't there necessarily at this level. And so she's just got to learn that, and she will. The players will tell you this. We turned the ball over too much against Washington. And so I just told them, hey, here's what we all need to remember. All security is job security. Okay. If you take care of the ball, we're going to win a lot of games. Okay. If you're a point guard and you take care of the ball, you value the ball, you will play in this league a long time. Okay. And so we're really just focusing on ball security, frankly.
And Spencer, we'll go back to you for the last question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to rephrase my surprise question in a way you're hopefully able to answer. Which which player has made the biggest leap from last year?
Okay. It's a good question. It's a good question. The biggest leap from last year.
Or I mean, if I can rephrase it again,
You
is there
can.
something that, you know, we saw from a player, we didn't see from a player last year that they've added to your game, to their game, that doesn't surprise you, but might surprise, you know, a fan watching?
I see what you did there, Spencer. That was pretty crafty. I'm thinking. Well, this doesn't surprise me, but it might surprise others. That's a good way to phrase it. Courtney Williams is a really good catch and shoot player and a really good three-point shooter. You know, I think people have kind of boxed her in a little bit as this kind of mid-range pull-up jump shooting kind of a player. And while she clearly does that very well, okay, I would say she's a much better catch and shoot player. And she's a much better three-point shooter, I think, than she gets credit for, maybe around the league or maybe publicly. So that might be the thing that I might say that people might not understand about one of the players.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
All right, we've got Monique Billings here. If you have a question for her, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Monique, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good to hear. So last year you put up 30 points in your first game. What's the key to being ready on, you know, day one of the season, and can we expect that again this year?
Yes, you can expect that again this year, but it's all about preparation. We talked today in practice about just preparing, and when we're preparing, it's in the dark. It's not in front of the crowd or the spotlight or anything like that. So when you prepare hard in the dark, you're ready when the lights come on. So just keeping our heads down and just working hard as a team.
Spencer, do you have a follow-up?
I have another question.
Go for it.
What's the next step or next evolution in your game that you've taken from the end of last season to now? Like what new can we expect from Monique Billings?
Just being dominant on both ends of the floor, consistent on both ends of the floor as well. Just being well-rounded in all areas, being reliable, just wherever I'm needed to make shots, to get stops, everything.
We'll go to Brandon Davis. Go ahead, Brandon.
Hey Monique, how are you? This is Brandon Davis or B Terrell with Made for the W. We know that you have definitely enjoyed recently the brand partnerships, and you know you've been getting it on your Instagram. What does brand partnerships and what does, I guess, creating your brand off the court mean to you?
Great question. I feel like brand partnerships and creating your own personal brand is just finding your niche, what you like, being authentic to that. If you like food and traveling and basketball and fashion like me, finding brands that kind of align with you and just showcase your personality off the court, and even being able to supplement that with on the court, just finding the things that speak to you and show who you are and just the things that you're passionate about. I feel like that's super important in creating a brand and just a niche that aligns with you.
Next question is from Brandon Sudge with the AJC. Go ahead, Brandon.
Hey, Monique, I want to ask you about the guards and kind of the trio of Courtney and Arian Kennedy. How much easier does it make your job as a forward knowing that you have them in the backcourt?
I love playing with quick, fast guards who will get me the ball in transition. So it's been big love. They play hard. I know that they're running. They're looking for me, like I said, in transition. So it's just a lot of fun. They have a lot of energy. They're all three of them are just fireballs. So it's been fun.
B. Terrell, we'll go back to you.
Okay, and obviously, similar team that, like last year, but possibly a different system under Coach Petersen. So, what feels different for you in your game that we may not have seen in previous seasons?
Just maturity. I think me coming into my fourth season, just having a lot more experience, having reps and games overseas, bringing that here, obviously to the WNBA, just maturity, knowing the system. I've been in this system for the last 3 years, 4 years now. So just having a feel for everything and just being able to bring that maturity and that vet mentality into this new season with this new team.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Mo.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.